Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to News Dose. So Nintendo had a big day today with that Super Smash Bros. Direct. Of course, this is the place where they were finally going to reveal that final character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I think with the reveal today, most fans are pretty happy with what they had to show. Unfortunately, though, not everything that they announced here was as well received. And one thing that they announced here just has fans scratching their heads as to what is going on here. So we're going to go over all of that, plus some more Xbox Game Pass games. Yes, they did reveal some new games for the first half of October, and I think that they're getting off to a pretty good start here, so we will go over all of that as well. To start today off, though, let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise. It's not really any kind of secret that Monster Hunter has blown up in recent years, especially with the introduction of Monster Hunter World. That game has sold insanely well since it first launched, but the thing about that game is that it was a multi-platform release coming over to the PlayStation, Xbox, as well as PC. But here with Monster Hunter Rise, this is an exclusive Nintendo Switch title, so there has been a question of how well will this game sell? Can it possibly keep pace with Monster Hunter World? And so far, Rise has actually done a pretty good job at that. A little over 7 months in the market, Monster Hunter World shipped 8 million units worldwide, and well, now we know today that in just a little over 6 months, Monster Hunter Rise has shipped 7.5 million units worldwide. So it really is keeping pace with Monster Hunter World here, and that is just insane considering Rise is only on one device so far. Of course, Rise is coming over to PC starting January 12th, and there's still plenty of content planned for Rise, so yeah, I don't think that this game is going to slow down anytime soon. This game is going to continue to sell very well, and it is well deserved. This is a really good game, and I do think that this just once again shows you how powerful the Switch is. I mean, when games sell well on the Nintendo Switch, they sell really well. And Monster Hunter Rise is just one of the most recent examples of that. Either way, big congrats to Capcom on all the success they've had with Monster Hunter Rise. Moving on though, let's talk about the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita. We've actually talked a lot about these devices over the last year. As you all know, I am a big PlayStation Vita fan, and something that did happen earlier this year is that Sony, they wanted to shut down the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita stores. Fans were not having any of that. They were very upset about the entire situation, and Sony was heavily criticized for doing just that. So PlayStation decided to kind of backtrack a little bit here, and they said, okay, well, we're going to keep the PlayStation 3 and the Vita store alive. This obviously means a lot to you all, so we're going to keep them alive. And then fans rejoiced. PlayStation actually listened, and that was fantastic and all. But unfortunately, the story hasn't quite ended just yet. Sony's still trying to find some things that they can do with the Vita and the PlayStation 3 store, and it has now been announced that they will no longer support credit cards, debit cards, or PayPal on the PlayStation 3 or the Vita store. This will all take place on October 27th, so if you do want to use any of these payment options, pick up any games you want before that time. Now, with all that said, though, this isn't really a major issue or anything like that. These older devices can be more of a security issue, which is probably why they went ahead and disabled the use of these payment options, but you can still buy games digitally on the PlayStation Vita as well as the PlayStation 3. Sure, it's going to be a little bit more annoying than usual, but you can still add funds to your wallet by going to other PlayStation devices. You can add it through your PC, you can add it through the PlayStation mobile app, so you can still add funds to your PlayStation wallet. This isn't necessarily going to make PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 games impossible to get digitally. It's just going to make it a little bit more annoying nonetheless, but there it is. As I've said before, I'm a big PlayStation Vita fan myself, so as long as they keep the store alive to where I can purchase these games, I'm okay with that. I'd rather them do something like this than remove the entire store. Next up, though, let's go ahead and talk about Nintendo, because they had some big reveals today. Like, truthfully, they had some very big reveals today. Some very exciting, while some a little bit more mixed, I would say. Now, we're first going to get started off with the exciting stuff, being that final Super Smash Bros. Character reveal. It's been such a journey following Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and this is an insanely popular franchise, obviously. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has sold over 20 million copies worldwide, and every time a new character gets revealed in this game, it's almost like a celebration of gaming in general. And I don't even think you have to be a fan of Super Smash Bros. To enjoy these announcements. It's just a lot of fun seeing a new character get introduced into the game, and they did reveal a big one today, being Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Now, I personally really like the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I think that these are such entertaining games. I've always said this, but I believe everybody should try these games at least once. Yes, the stories are absolutely convoluted. They can get a little crazy at times, but I always found them to be entertaining. I'm not really big into the Disney side of the games myself personally, but I really do like the original characters that Square Enix made here in Kingdom Hearts, and especially with Sora. I think Sora is just a good character. He's very lighthearted, and he just tries to be a good person. So I really do like Sora a lot here. He's iconic, and I think he makes perfect sense to come over to Super Smash Bros. Really, with Kingdom Hearts being such an iconic franchise, it's big in both Japan as well as the West. I do think this is the perfect character to bring over to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think an announcement like this is going to make most fans out there happy, and at the very least, they can understand why a character like this was included. In fact, something that they did mention during this Smash Bros. Direct is that they had a ballot, I believe it was up back in 2015, and they never revealed the results for that, but I guess the winner was actually Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, a lot of fans obviously wanted him in the game, and I really think that this is the perfect end to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it's almost kind of saddening to say that, but yes, this is the final character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And really, I don't know where they're going to go with this franchise going forward. I don't know how they're possibly going to top Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or if they're able to bring all of these characters into future games. But what I will say is, just in the present currently, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a flat-out amazing game, and they have done such a good job since this game launched. And you can once again see that here with Sora. They just put so much love into the characters that they reveal in this game, and you can see that here with Sora. Even his costume, he has several costumes that are from the Kingdom Hearts games. The default costume is from Kingdom Hearts 1, but you can also use the Kingdom Hearts 2 costume, Kingdom Hearts 3. You also have a few special costumes as well, and you can just once again see, whether it be with his costumes, his fighting style, the stage, the music, all of it. They just put so much love into these new characters, and yeah, I just have to applaud Nintendo, Bandai Namco, as well as Sakurai for all of their hard work throughout all these years on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They just did a phenomenal job, and again, I think this is the perfect end with Sora. Now, that wasn't quite all for this Smash Bros. Direct, though, because of course they also had some new Mii costumes. This is something that we've come to expect with these Smash Directs. They always have some Mii costumes, and some of these are really high quality, while others are a little so-so, and we did get a little bit of both here. They did bring some new Splatoon costumes, being Judd and Octoling. If you do like the Splatoon franchise, that might be something that you're interested in. Though the really exciting one here would definitely be Doomslayer. This is just one of those premier costumes that looks so good that it's almost as if they're their own character. Now, obviously, they'll have the Mii moveset and everything, but nonetheless, I mean, this is a good way to bring some of these extra characters into the game. We saw that with Cuphead as well. There were Sans from Undertale, and now we're seeing that here with Doomslayer. And this is a character that fans have really requested a lot to come over to the game, so this is a welcome addition as well. Overall, though, I think this was a pretty good Smash Direct, but let me know in the comments below on what you think. Are you happy with the final character here that they revealed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, being Sora from Kingdom Hearts? Now, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, though, there was one more thing that they announced today, and this is the announcement that has fans scratching their head just a little bit, and probably rightfully so, and that is that the Kingdom Hearts trilogy is finally making its way over to the Nintendo Switch. Now, this includes Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, it includes Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and then Kingdom Hearts 3. So there's a lot of games here, and after fans have been requesting this for years and years, it's finally happening, so this should be really exciting, and, well, it is, but there's a bit of an asterisk when it comes to this release, because in fine print, these games will only be playable as cloud versions. Yeah, see, that's where fans are having a bit of a problem with this. These games will require internet connection, and good internet connection at that, to actually play these games on the Nintendo Switch. You're not going to be able to take this outside of your home and play them on the go. You're just not going to be able to do that. And fans are a little befuddled by this announcement just because, I mean, okay, I can understand with Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game that released on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and it's more of a demanding game. So in order for Square Enix to bring that over to the Nintendo Switch, they might have to make some compromises to get it running on the Switch locally. As for these other games, though, I mean, some of these games were available on the PlayStation 2. These are older games. These games can absolutely run on the Nintendo Switch, but for whatever reason, these are cloud games as well, and that's the big surprise here. I mean, technically these are the HD versions, but still, I mean, these are PlayStation 3 games, and yeah, the Switch can easily handle games like this, so yeah, it is a little surprising to see these ones be a cloud-only game. I mean, I guess technically fans can finally play these games on the Switch, but it's not exactly what fans were wanting. And like I said before, I mean, I could understand with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I can understand certain games like that coming to the Switch using a cloud version. Control's done this, Hitman 3, but really that was the only way these games were going to be playable on the Switch without making some major compromises. I can't see a reason here for the Kingdom Hearts games besides Kingdom Hearts 3, though. I guess it is what it is, but somehow they managed to make an exciting announcement disappointing at the same time. Let's go ahead and talk about Xbox Game Pass, though, because, you know, it is the beginning of the month, and this is when Xbox Game Pass subscribers get to look forward to even more games. Yeah, even though you might still be playing some of the games that just released a few days ago, such as Scarlet Nexus and the Avengers, well, Xbox Game Pass, they don't really care much about your backlog as, yeah, well, they have even more games. They did announce 8 more games today, so let's just go and check it out. You have Back 4 Blood, Tabs, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, Ring of Pain, The Good Life, The Procession to Calvary, Visage, The Rift Breaker, and then Destiny 2 Beyond Light for PC. And that's actually a pretty decent lineup for the first half of October. Back 4 Blood, that one right there is the big one. This game is being handled by Turtle Rock, which does a fantastic job with cooperative games, and this game basically is a spiritual successor for Left 4 Dead. I mean, fans have been wanting a Left 4 Dead sequel for years and years, and you know, I said this before, but I mean, we still don't really have proof that Valve can count to 3. So Left 4 Dead is just kind of left in limbo over there, but here, luckily, we do have Back 4 Blood, and it seems like it's everything that Left 4 Dead fans have been asking for all of these years. I think this one does look really good. It had a very successful demo and beta that released a couple months back. Seems like PC fans are extraordinarily excited for this one, as well as console players. So this is a big game here, and it will be coming out on October 12th. So Back 4 Blood alone makes this an exciting lineup, but there's actually some other good-looking games here as well. Obviously, Destiny 2 Beyond Light coming over to PC. We all know Destiny is a very successful game, and seeing that come over to PC, that right there is going to make some fans happy. I know for myself, like, these PC entries have just gotten so much more interesting with the introduction to Steam Deck. The fact that I'll be able to play Destiny 2 on my Steam Deck in a couple months, hopefully in a couple months, that right there, I personally like that a lot. You also have Tabs, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Battle Royales are really big, and this is just such a goofy entry. I've actually played this one on Steam myself, and it is a pretty funny little game. If you do like Battle Royales, you might want to check that one out. But also The Good Life. This one has drawn interest for such a long time because this one is coming from Sora65 over at the White Owls. Sora65 does have a bit of a cult following, working on some interesting games in the past, such as D4 and then Deadly Premonition. Now, these games aren't necessarily the best rated games in the world, and they're actually quite strange, to be honest with you, and I think The Good Life is probably going to fit right into that mold as well. I mean, you can really just tell by the trailers. This is a very odd game, to say the least, but basically, The Good Life has you playing as a photographer coming to a new town, Rainy Woods, and in this town there's a bit of a mystery that nobody else knows. I mean, this is supposed to be the happiest town in the world, but when the sun goes down, all of the residents actually turns to cats and dogs. So yeah, you can expect another strange adventure here with The Good Life, but if you do like Swery 65 games such as D4 and Deadly Premonition, you might want to give The Good Life a try. I don't necessarily expect this game to review well, but just like some of his past games, this could be an entertaining game that quite a few fans really enjoy out there. And you know, with Xbox Game Pass, well, you're going to get to try it out yourself and just find out whether you like a game like this or not. The Good Life will be launching directly into Xbox Game Pass on October 15th. Overall, though, yeah, I think this is a pretty decent lineup here, and there's plenty of games to look forward to. But yeah, let me know in the comments below on which game you're most looking forward to coming to Xbox Game Pass for the first half of October. And on to the poll of the day. We talked about this before, but there is a rumor going around that Castlevania might be set to make a big return. Reportedly, they are working on a reimagination for the Castlevania franchise, though that kind of leaves some questions. For one, is this game going to be 2D or is it going to be 3D? That right there is the big question, so I thought I'd go ahead and ask you all, which one would you prefer, a new 3D Castlevania game or 2D? And well, the majority of you all did vote for a 3D Castlevania game. As you can see here, 38% of you voted for 2D, while 54% voted for 3D. Now, I don't necessarily find that to be overly surprising because I think a lot of fans are going to get really excited about that big AAA experience and the potential that a Castlevania in a big 3D world could have. I mean, you can do a lot of things with a big AAA 3D Castlevania. You can really push the production values, you can do a lot with the combat, you can do a lot with the traversal, and there's a lot of things, yeah, you could do with a big 3D Castlevania game. With that said, though, I would still lean more towards a 2D Castlevania game, and actually for several reasons. For one, Castlevania historically has been better quality in a 2D environment. So I would trust Konami working on a 2D Castlevania more than I would trust them working on a 3D Castlevania game. Yes, a 3D version would have a lot more potential, especially if you choose the right developer to work on a game like this, but I would feel more confident in a 2D Castlevania game because historically, again, they've just had some really good Castlevania games in the past. And that right there is something else. We've really just seen the Metroidvania genre explode in recent years, whether that be with games like Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, you have Hollow Knight, and you also have the upcoming Metroid Dread. And we are seeing the excitement with Metroid Dread right now. And I think a new 2D Castlevania game, if done right, could get a lot of excitement as well. So I just think with the rise of Metroidvanias in recent years, it's the perfect time to release a new 2D Castlevania game. If they do a 3D version, though, I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that one is good. Anyways, though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.